Mary Mayhew, and I am pleased to speak with you today about these bills to reform our welfare programs. These bills support our desire to move people back to work and self-sufficiency, while also assuring that taxpayer dollars are used for the essentials of everyday living to support families and their children. LD 1822 makes it illegal to use TANF cash to pay for alcohol, tobacco products, Maine State Lottery, bail, or for use in strip clubs or gaming facilities. You may recall that previous legislation was passed prohibiting the use of ATMs in businesses where alcohol accounts for more than 50% of the sales revenue, as well as in strip clubs and in gaming facilities. LD 1815 requires job-ready TANF applicants to verify that they have looked for 3 jobs before asking for taxpayers to fund welfare benefits. LD 1820 prohibits the use of a TANF EBT card out of state. Finally, LD 1842 eliminates a loophole in the TANF program that provides far too many exemptions that allow TANF recipients to avoid working. Limiting the use of TANF funds for the basics of everyday living for a family in need is, to put it bluntly, a no-brainer. Every dollar spent on alcohol, tobacco, lottery tickets, bail, or in strip clubs or casinos is a dollar taken away from a child in need. Clearly, limiting purchases to within Maine state lines will prevent abuse by people living out of state and ensure that in-state residents are receiving benefits. The data that we have begun to review is eye-opening. When looking at benefits spent out of state by individuals for more than 2 consecutive months, more than $1.5 million was expended out of state over 18 months. In addition, more than 500 individuals made 2,600 transactions with their TANF EBT card out of state for 6 consecutive months, totaling $835,000. We can eliminate all of these transactions with legislation that does not allow out-of-state purchases. The requirement for job-ready applicants to complete a work search before getting benefits and the elimination of the loosely structured exemptions support the goal of this administration to help people find meaningful work that can support their families. We should not allow the lack of transportation or the lack of education to be the cause for someone to remain on and be dependent on welfare programs. We must demand that our recipients stand on their own feet and that they are moved on to a path of self-sufficiency. One way to do that is to eliminate the various loopholes and exemptions that exist within our rules. Workforce participation is a federal requirement. Let me state that again. Workforce participation is a federal requirement. It has been part of the TANF program for nearly 2 decades. The Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996 established sweeping reforms for all welfare programs and established many mandates around work participation. Today, states face significant fines in the millions of dollars by not meeting these mandatory workforce participation levels. For the years 2007 through 2010, the federal government notified Maine that it faced more than $13 million in fines for failure to meet workforce participation rates. Here in Maine, just 1 out of every 9 two-parent TANF households meets the workforce participation rate. We need to do better. We must do better. And this is consistent with the governor's statements in the State of the State about helping to support the generations to come with the supports necessary to be successful, to support their families, to contribute to a vital economy in this state. DHHS has been working, as the governor mentioned, with the Department of Labor and other partners across the state to move applicants back to work as soon as they are ready. We are using all of the tools available at our disposal and creating new partnerships across the state and at regional levels. We are having TANF applicants go through vocational assessments to better assess what the barriers are to their workforce participation, to identify where there are additional supports that are needed, but fundamentally to place employment at the forefront of these decisions, much like the bipartisan legislation adopted by this legislature entitled Employment First, that has at its core a recognition of the incredible value that a job plays, not just in what it can provide for an income, but for what it can provide in community integration, what it means for people with mental illness as part of their recovery. We have got to maintain our focus on the importance of employment. We are moving the culture at DHHS to helping people through assessment, training, and skills development to become self-sufficient. This legislation offers one more incentive and reimbursement requirement for those who are work-ready to pursue employment. We plan to work with the Department of Labor to help our TANF applicants create a profile within the job bank as soon as they apply for benefits. As the governor stated previously, we must move our welfare program to one that offers a helping hand up. We need to support those who are doing all they can to move out of poverty and into independent living. Our scarce resources must be distributed to those who are eligible, and we must do all that we can to strengthen program integrity and reduce fraud and abuse. Thank you, and now I have the privilege of introducing Representative Ken Fredette. Thank you.